From Studio 19, I'm Jeff Allen Wolf, and this is definitely a world gone mad. I'd like to start this episode off by thanking everyone who wished me a happy birthday. It's very much appreciated that you took a moment of your time to do that. Again, a sincere thanks to all of you. Okay, let's check out what madness is happening today. Can somebody explain something to me? Because apparently I've been living on another planet. For as long as I can remember, Republicans have introduced themselves as the party of fiscal responsibility. They were, according to themselves, the adults in the room, the ones with the calculators, the ones who told us deficits were dangerous, spending was out of control, and every dollar Washington borrowed was another bill our grandchildren would have to pay. That was the perception of Republicans. I heard that speech so many times, I could probably recite it from memory. So imagine my confusion when Speaker Mike Johnson rolls out another Republican-only spending bill worth $95 billion. It included roughly $73 billion going toward military spending connected to Iran. And suddenly everyone's acting like this is just another day of the week. Now, don't misunderstand me, anyone. This isn't an argument about whether military spending is justified or not. That's a completely separate debate. What fascinates me is watching the same people who spent years lecturing America about living within our means suddenly decide that $95 billion isn't really spending. It's what? A patriotic coupon? Did I miss the part where math changed? Did Congress discover a second national checking account that the rest of us don't know about? Then Congressman Tom Cole says something that honestly may be the most revealing comment I've heard all week. Some Republicans wanted to know why there weren't spending cuts to offset the cost. And Cole fires back, "When did you ever pay for a war?" Wait a minute. That's the answer, Tom? After all those years of sermons about balancing the budget, the official explanation is, well, we never actually pay for wars. That's like your financial advisor telling you credit card debt doesn't count if the purchase made you feel good about yourself. Here's what I don't understand. If Democrats propose spending $95 billion without paying for it, we'd probably be hearing words like, like socialism, reckless, irresponsible, and national bankruptcy before lunchtime. Cable news would have countdown clocks. Somebody would be standing in front of a chart with red arrows pointing toward the apocalypse. But because Republicans are spending the money, the panic button suddenly disappears. It's amazing how quickly fiscal emergencies recover when your own party is writing the checks. It's almost like the whole argument was never really about the money. Maybe it was about who got to spend it. Think about that. Imagine your neighbor lecturing you for years about wasting electricity. Every time you leave a light on, he gives you a 20-minute speech about conservation. Then one night you look over and every light in his house is on, the sprinklers are running during a rainstorm, and he's charging 3 electric cars he doesn't even own. When you ask what happened, he looks at you like you're the crazy one. That's Washington in 2026. Fiscal responsibility has become one of those holiday decorations politicians pull out once a year. Dust off for campaign season, pack away the minute they're back in power. They don't abandon the principle. They just put an expiration date on it, depending on who's spending the money. So the next time somebody in Congress climbs onto a soapbox and starts preaching about deficits and government spending, Forgive me if I don't immediately stand up and applaud. I'd just like them to answer one simple question. Are these principles, or are they just props? Because from where I'm sitting, Wolfpack, they look an awful lot like props. Okay, John Fetterman, right? Remember John Fetterman? Democratic U.S. Senator from Pennsylvania, is threatening to leave the Democratic Party. My response? Good riddance. Let's be honest. This didn't start last week. For the better part of the last 2 years, John Fetterman has sounded less like one of the Democratic Party's most prominent senators and more like someone trying to convince Republicans he's one of the reasonable Democrats. Now, Fetterman's repeatedly criticized his own party as toxic, defended a number of Donald Trump's positions, voted to confirm several of Trump's nominees, broken with Democrats on major Israel votes, supported Trump's cuts to Columbia University over campus protests, even echoed Trump on issues where most Democrats were pushing back. Now, Trump has returned the favor, praising Fetterman as one of the most sensible Democrats. Now, Fetterman is floating the idea of leaving the Democratic Party altogether if it becomes what he considers anti-Israel. Honestly, after watching Fetterman's evolution over the last couple of years, this feels less like breaking news and more like the final chapter of a story we've all been reading. The only surprising thing is that it took this long. Politics isn't supposed to be about getting compliments from the president of the opposite party. It's supposed to be about representing the people who elected you, John. If your biggest applause, Mr. Fetterman, is coming from Donald Trump and Republican senators, while your own party is wondering what happened to you, don't act shocked when Democrats stop treating you like you're indispensable. So if John Fetterman wants to walk away from the Democratic Party, I'm not going to beg him to stay. The bridge has been getting crossed, one vote, one interview, and one headlight at a time. Fetterman's free to make his choice. Mine is simple. Good riddance. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. It's definitely a world gone mad. If you've enjoyed the podcast, found it informative, maybe got a laugh or two, then please contribute to keeping this podcast around. The link is in the episode description below if you care to help. We've had 2 people so far help. I'm Jeff Allen Wolf. I'll be back Wednesday. Until then, I urge you, the Wolfpack, remain skeptical, question everything, please don't lose hope, and most of all, stay alert.